Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 3. We would like to present our presentation about bonds. The members of Group 3 are Ardiva Budisetiawati, Putri, Yasmin, Aulya, and Rifka, Indri, Aulya. First will be explained by me, Putri, Yasmin. Definition of bonds. Bonds are medium-term and long-term debt securities that can be traded. Bonds issued by a state government or company as the party who has the debt or bonds issuers, to be subsequently submitted to the bondholders equipped with a promise to pay the debt and interest in accordance with the payment due date. Next is advantage and disadvantage of bonds. First is advantage. Advantage of bonds are easy to trade on the secondary market, which is regulated in the mechanism of the Indonesia Stock Exchange or IDX, or transactions outside the stock exchange. And bonds profits are obtained from interest coupon and the difference in price when forecast and result. And it is safer because the payment of coupons and principal bonds is guaranteed in Law Number 19 of 2008, which regulates debt securities. And the last, it can be used as collateral, especially for state bonds. Next will be explained by Rifka.
Next, we talk about the advantages of bonds. The first is bond issues are at risk of default, and as the consequent investors do not earn profit and do not get back the entire principal of the bid. Second is vulnerable to change in interest rates, the stable economy, and political conditions. These changes have an impact on financial markets. And the last is selling bonds before maturity in the secondary market causes losses to investor because the selling price is lower than the purchase price. Next, we talk about types of bonds. The first is mortgage bonds. Bonds that are secured by a specific group of assets. Companies can issue this type of bond before the first bond is repaid, which is called a junior or a second mortgage bond. The next is the venture bond. Unsecured bonds, companies can issue bonds of this type before the first bond is repaid, which is called a debenture bond. And the next is income bond, bonds that pay interest. Next, zero coupon bond is bond that do not pay interest, usually sold at discount. The next is global bond, bonds that can be repaid before maturity. The next is convertible bond, bonds that can be exchanged for shares. And the next is our bond from forage company.
Okay, thank you, Rifka. The next will be explained by Ardiva.
Example of bond. Corporate bonds, which are bonds issued by national private companies, including BUMN and BUMD, government securities or SUN, or securities used by the government in accordance with Law Number 24 and slide 2002. State Sharia securities, usually used by the government, are based on Islamic Sharia. Indonesian retail bonds, or ORI, as a form of government securities.
Okay, we think that's all. Thank you for the attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.